Hey everybody, I'm Clara and this is Heavenly Declarations. So thank you to everybody that has been viewing the videos and liking them. I'm really very grateful. He's jumping on the sofa. It's quite late. I'm finding it hard to charge my phone. I still haven't got a cable. I need to get a new cable, but I've been so busy with appointments and bits and pieces. And it's just been super hot, so I haven't wanted to rush around too much. I hope everybody's well and happy and doing great. Keep commenting. Welcome to anybody that has newly subscribed. And yeah, we'll start the read. It's a general energy check on the person that you're inquiring about, be it a past person or present person. We'll see what they'd like to say to you, what the situation is, dig a little bit deeper, get an emotional mood card, see what their emotion might be, a divine energy oracle, a love angel card, maybe another love message at the end, and then a healing card. I'm going to try and be as quick as possible, so I'm getting tired, so I'm a bit tongue-tied, because I've only got about 40% left on charge, and I don't want the reading to cut out midway through. So we'll start off with a prayer and open the reading with the Lover's Oracle. So Heavenly Father, archangels and spirit guides, enter this reading with your white, loving and protective light. Allow me to receive only the clearest and accurate messages for the highest good of whom I read. May I call upon Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Boreal to call upon, witness and protect and heal any energies that need protecting and healing. Amen. So this person is feeling quite passionate about you, okay? And somebody wishes to be like you. It's dark without you, so you're not around this person, okay? So you're in separation, but they are having passionate thoughts about you, okay? And I think they're quite low, okay, with you not being around, all right? What do you see in me? So I don't feel like they feel like they're good enough for you, or they can't meet certain requirements that you wanted to be fulfilled in your relationship, okay? But we shall see. What would this person like to say? No one understands me but you. Okay, so I'm getting with that you have connected deeply with this person on emotional level, okay, and maybe touch them on emotional level more than anybody else. So they feel like they can be more themselves with you, okay, but they still question what you see in them, all right? So I'm getting this person likes to play a role. I'm hearing they show people what people think they want to see, okay? So they kind of have this kind of pretend persona, I'm getting, all right? So they don't show their authentic self, all right? They hide their true selves with most people. Okay, that's what I'm getting, painful memories. So they're in a dark space, okay? And something from their past is plaguing them, all right? Yeah, it's you. Because why can't I move on from you? So you're in separation with this person, okay, yeah. And they may have caused drama for you. There may have been a lot of drama in your relationship, and maybe that's why you split up. But they're having drama. But yeah, I think they cause drama for you, okay? And they're saying that you deserve better, all right? So as I say, something within your, like, maybe they couldn't commit to you. Maybe they hid a lot of stuff, all right? They didn't show their authentic self. Although you got closer to them than anybody else, okay? I can't do this right now. I think they pulled away from your relationship because of outside influences around them, okay? And they can't express themselves. So there's something that they haven't explained to you, okay? There's something possibly hidden from you. I can't let go of you, but they don't want to let your energy go, okay? The passion I feel is overwhelming. I don't know how to handle it. Yeah, as I said, they have a lot of passion for you, all right? Don't treat me the way you do. I don't deserve it. So I'm getting this is you. I think this came up before. I think, you know, you explained to the person that you're inquiring about that, you know, you deserve better, you deserve more. And they agree with you. They really do, because it did say that you do deserve better. But they can't move on from you, okay? The memory of you is plaguing them, okay? And maybe, I'm hearing like ghosted. So, you know, they may have, you know, slipped away without explaining certain things to you, okay? And I think they can't, they don't know how to explain why they went missing, like why they ghosted you and why the relationship came to an end, and they just don't know how to face up to something that has happened here, okay, and why they treated you the way they did, okay? But they don't want to let go of your energy, okay, because they still have a lot of passion for you, and it is plaguing them. They feel bad about whatever happened here, okay? So it could be, you know, work pulled them away. Maybe they, you know, were in another relationship. Maybe their family intervened, okay? But it is plaguing them, okay? Yeah, they can't stop thinking about you, okay? It's kind of like, it's haunting them, okay? There's something that they need to explain, okay? And they don't really want to let you go, okay? And, you know, I think you put your foot down. So, there may have been a third party or third parties, okay? So this person may have cheated, okay? And I'm hearing on numerous occasions, all right? And I'm getting it was because there was wounding that they had to deal with here, okay? And they're in a time of kind of reflecting, okay? You know, taking a cold, hard look in the mirror, all right? And they're going within, they're introspecting, okay? Because they can't stop thinking about what took place, okay? But let's see what the situation is. Yeah, they're reflecting, okay? And you know, you're not dealing with this person. You put your boundaries up, okay? Because, you know, they upset you, all right? They hurt your feelings, okay? Yeah, they had options. Like I said, I think this person may have cheated on you on numerous occasions, okay? They were having flings, one night stands. They didn't give you a commitment that, you know, you desired, okay? So I think you wanted the relationship to go to another level and it didn't, okay? And they strung you along, so you decided to say you deserve better and put your boundaries up here, all right? And it's hurting them now because these string-alongs, these one-night stands, you know, they fall by the wayside, okay? Yeah. You know, you guys broke up, okay? And now this person is feeling quite lost without you, okay? And they're sad and depressed because the one-night stands, you know, they fill a gap but they're not you, okay? And ultimately, they would like to rebuild what was sabotaged here. So, and they realise that the one night stands and going out and, you know, fulfilling their need, okay, is just surface level, and they know you understand them on a deeper level, okay. And you know, you walked away from this person because, you know, you felt they were quite selfish. It was all one-sided, okay. And you know, they really want to work on repairing things now, okay, because although they can't do it right now, okay, they still don't want to let go of you. So there's something they are trying to deal with in their life, okay. And I do think they're really, you know, at a point where they're really reviewing themselves and the situations that they get themselves into. Yeah. They're trying to transform the way they think and feel and the way they behave with people, okay? Because they realise they broke your heart. They realise they were quite selfish, okay? And they're worried that whatever they come and explain to you is going to shock you, okay? But they're deep in, like they're in the past, you know, when they get a chance and they're on their own, they sit down and they think about you, okay, and they reminisce, okay? And they're really trying to, as I said, learn from their mistakes, okay? Because ultimately they caused a lot of pain when you guys separated, and they know they have to come and explain that they, you know, stabbed you in the back, okay? I'm getting, you know, you was probably in a no strings attached kind of relationship, so they had options. They, you know, wanted to kind of keep you as an option while they still explored, you know, other love partners, other one night stands, other people, okay? And they can't let go of you because they know there is a deep love, okay? And it brings some painful memories because they're saying, why can't I move on from you? They can't move on from you because there's a lot of affection, there's a lot of attraction, and it was an unconditional love, okay? You gave, you're not selfish, you gave yourself wholeheartedly, okay? And again, unconditional love, okay? I'm getting they hid you, all right? And you ultimately wanted this person to be fair, and that's why, you know, they know you deserve better, okay? And that's why you put your foot down, okay? Because I'm getting, you know, you really did give, and we don't give just to receive back, but there has to be a two-way street. Otherwise, if you're pouring love into someone and they're not giving anything back, you know, that hurts, and it's selfish. So yeah, they okay, so they could have been, you know, other lovers here, okay? This person's really stuck in their ways, and now you're just focusing on yourself. I'll take one more. Yeah, you see this person's quite selfish. So this person is watching you, okay? And it's because they still are very attracted to you, okay? They still have a lot of love for you deep down, all right? Yeah, they may be stalking you a little bit, all right, after, you know, things came to an end. I think, you know, you had to break it off because, you know, they were being selfish. They weren't ready to, you know, give you the full commitment that you wanted. And if that wasn't marriage or engagement, it was possibly to live together or to see, you know, more of each other, to, you know, have, you know, some kind of open relationship where, you know, you were both seen as a couple, okay? and it could have ended up, you know, turning into a bit of a love-hate relationship, all right? You may see this person as a bit of a karmic lesson now, okay? Because, you know, you probably figured out, I'm hearing like breadcrumb news, so, you know, through your relationship, they kind of distanced themselves to the point that you was only seeing them very rarely, or they was rarely phoning you, or rarely making contact, okay? And as I say, this person could be not just with other people, like, but they were, you know, focusing on money as well, okay? They may have had to, you know, pull away from you because of, you know, family, friends, work, other lovers, all right? And now this person is feeling trapped in something. So there's something that they feel quite stuck in, all right? But let's get a few of these. Yeah, this person's having massive regrets, okay? And they're really like kicking themselves because, you know, you've turned your back on this person, all right? And crazy ex, obsessed, won't let go. Yeah. This person, I'm not getting there like a psycho, okay? But ultimately, they feel like they're just, you know, the passion is sending them a little bit crazy, okay? It's overwhelming them, okay? And they are quite obsessed with you, all right, on an emotional and physical level, okay? And you turned your back because ultimately, you know, they were probably lying and deceiving you because they were like hooking up with Jezebel energies, just, you know, people for shallow reasons and sexual reasons, okay? So, you know, they didn't give you what you deserved because they were still playing the field, basically, okay? Spiritual. This person is having a bit of a downward spiral in life right now, okay? And they're, you know, they're really trying to review how they live their life because they're having an ego death, okay? And they've got something is quite chaotic in their life right now, okay? And they're remembering your romance and how carefree it was, okay? And, you know, they're watching you living in a moment, okay, after, you know, this person possibly ghosted you and said goodbye. Yeah, you're focusing on yourself, okay? But this person is realizing that, you know, you're the only one that truly struck a chord with them, okay, on a deep emotional level. Faith healing, yeah, this person is really trying to heal the way they live their life, I'm getting, okay? Because they realised that, you know, they were being one-sided and they broke your heart. Yeah, they felt like a joker, okay? They felt like a clown, okay? Because they, as I said, they kept you as a no-strings relationship, okay? So like, I'm getting like they pushed you away and, you know, little by little, you know, you was barely seeing them, okay? Because I'm thinking other options and work and life and commitments pulled this person away from you. And, you know, they wish they hadn't put you as a no strings attached relationship because, you know, it ended up, you know, swinging from love to hate, okay? Like, you may not hate this person, but, you know, they hurt you. They did. You had to put up boundaries, okay? And, you know, something shocking is going on in their life and they're really trying to transform, okay? And I'm getting, they're worried about if you find out how it will affect you, okay? let's go into the tarot. So, you know, this person, as I said, you know, they're having one night stands, okay? So they were, you know, busy with family, friends, other lovers, okay, celebrating, all right, just having fun, living in the moment, okay? You know, and, you know, they were, you know, having passionate times with other people. So, you know, this person, was kind of like, I'm hearing like footloose and fancy free with this energy. You know, they were, you know, they had a lot of passion and desire for many scenarios, okay, other people, other places, you know, doing other things, okay. I'm just getting they weren't ready to settle down, okay. Let's see. What are these painful memories? Why are they having painful memories? I mean, they regret, okay, hurting you, all right? Because they're realising now that it most certainly was unconditional love, because you understand this person, and the one night stands are just one night stands. What's these painful memories? Are they having painful memories of? Because they're regretting deeply. They're having painful memories of sabotaging your relationship, okay? They feel like a clown. I mean, they feel like a fool, okay? And they were reckless, okay? They took leaps of faith recklessly elsewhere, okay? And they realize that they took advantage of you, all right? They're looking at everything in a different perspective now, okay? They're really like sat still, looking at their life, looking at, you know, the one night stands, going out, partying, other people, you know, their family commitments, okay? And they're realizing that, you know, they were foolish here with the Fool in reverse, okay? And it's making them have a lot of regret, okay? And, you know, they now don't want to let go of you, all right? Okay, and they still have a lot of desire for you. They still have this passionate energy for you, okay? You know, it's not gone away. They can't walk away from you 100%, okay? They don't want to let you go. Although you're not with this person, they still don't want to let you go, okay? That's come out twice, okay? And they watch you from a distance. Okay, this person feels kind of like locked out of your life now, okay? Why can't they move on from you? Why can't they move on from you? And it's ultimately because, you know, you touched them emotionally on a deeper level than anybody else, okay? Why can't they move on from you? Well, they've tried, I mean, but they're stuck, okay? They may have, I'm getting this person may have relocated, all right? Okay, and, you know, moved on, possibly with, you know, because there's a woman and a child and a man, okay? So I'm getting this person possibly moved on and thought they were going to have a better life elsewhere, okay? And left you behind. But as they did that, okay, swords are about communication and our thoughts. When they moved on to what they thought was calmer waters, okay, they realized that you're still in their mind, in their, you know, in their head, okay. They can't release your energy, okay. And they're going through something right now, okay? They're really having to stand their ground on some kind of issue and problem that they're having, all right? So whatever they moved onto, okay, all right, they didn't prepare for it, okay? And, you know, they realise now that they've been very reckless, okay? So they did something without thinking. They moved on without thinking, really, okay? They didn't really think about what they were doing, okay? Tell us about this chaos and this downward spiral. What is this person's downward spiral? Okay, so I'm getting like they're deep in their thoughts, their, you know, their emotions all over the place. They're depressed with the Four of Cups reverse, okay? So they're really looking at their choices in life now with clarity, okay? They're coming to the awareness that they should have chose happiness, okay? And now they're very depressed, all right? Yeah. You know, they walked away from you, okay? And they have a lot of regret with that. But they felt they were making a good move with this Knight of Cups, okay? So they moved on to another relationship, I'm getting, okay? You know, they had this kind of idealistic thought in their head, and they, you know, thought that, you know, you know, they had this romantic idea, okay, about like relocating somewhere with somebody else, okay? So they may have moved areas, moved in with someone, okay? They did it, we know, without really thinking about it, and that's why they have massive regret, painful memories about hurting you, okay? Being selfish, okay? Breaking up with you, and, you know, not giving you, you know, they didn't give you the energetic return that you deserved. They didn't put time in, energy in, okay? It all faded away. And what are they praying about? What are they praying about? What are they meditating and praying about? What are they praying about? They're going for a hard time with this Nine of Wands, okay? And they're trying to be resilient, okay, about going into something here, okay, really quickly, all right? So I'm getting they moved into, you know, to a new relationship really quickly, yeah, with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, okay? They feel like it's about investment now. They moved and relocated, okay? Maybe had a child, okay, that possibly you don't know about, okay? Behind your back. And they went with somebody that's very self-centered, okay, smothering, bad investment, okay, greedy, lazy, materialistic, okay? And, you know, they're really having to keep their boundaries up now, okay? Because they're going for a hard time with whomever this Queen of Pentacles in reverse is, all right? You know, they're having chaotic moments. They're very depressed. They may have arguments with this person, okay? But they're also praying, okay, and trying to heal and level up, because they know, because we saw boundaries, that you've put up your boundaries against this person as well, okay? Because they did break your heart, and they did, you know, they were reckless, okay, with the Fool in reverse, okay? They didn't really think about what they were doing, okay? Why do they have massive regret? What is this massive regret they have? They regret not telling you the truth with the High Priestess in reverse, okay? They hid their feelings about you, okay? They had hidden agendas here, okay? So they weren't telling the truth, all right? They didn't give you the full facts here, okay? They didn't tell you that they were, you know, being this King of Wands. It could be a Leo, Aries or Sag, but, you know, this person, you know, could have been quite handsome, okay? Charming, witty, okay? And yeah, I mean, they betrayed you, all right? They you know, had choices, okay, in love, okay, and they, you know, stagnated your relationship. They, you know, I'm getting like they, you know, just the relationship whittled away to literally nothing, and you know they kind of like blocked you out here, okay, and they regret that because they weren't being truthful, okay. They could have moved towards somebody that hid their true selves with them as well, because they're regretting their move forward, okay, whomever they move towards, okay. But more so I'm getting they didn't tell you the truth, they kept secrets, they hid the full facts, okay, about what they were doing, okay. So they may not have told you that they'd moved away, okay, and they did it, you know, without really thinking. They quickly jumped into another situation, I'm getting, okay, and you know they regret taking advantage of you now, okay. Because I'm getting they may now be feeling like they're being taken advantage of, all right, because they're feeling like they're in this Ten of Swords situation where they feel like they're being backstabbed, okay, because they're depressed, all right, they're definitely depressed, okay, and they're realizing that, you know, these options, the cups are all like upside down. So, you know, the one night stands, the options, the moving forwards, it was not the right thing to do, okay. Why can't they can't do something right now? What can't they do right now? So they're stuck. Why are they stuck? What can't they do? So I'm getting they're under pressure, okay. I mean, they're watching you, okay. So I'm getting they're just at the distance with this Page of Swords. So I'm getting they'd like to come and tell you something, all right, because you do understand them. So I'm getting they're trying to like pluck up the courage to come and explain to you that they took a leap of faith elsewhere. They're really regretting it. They, you know, they didn't tell you the whole truth here, okay. You know, that they moved away without telling you, okay. And I'm getting they're really having to, you know, give to someone else here, okay. And they're trying to heal. I mean, they ultimately are trying to heal here, okay. So they're just watching, they're just waiting, okay. They're waiting for an opportunity to come in and give you some news, which may shock you, okay. I mean, you may have an inkling, all right, because this person I'm getting, you know, just all of a sudden couldn't give you any time, okay. But why can't they let go of you? Why can't they let go? I mean, they can't move on from you, although they did, okay. I mean, you could have relocated, but I'm getting more this person moved on from you, okay. And now they're in this kind of regret stage, okay, for lying, deceiving, ghosting you, relocating. I mean, if they didn't relocate out of the city, they may have just like, you know, started living with someone without you knowing, okay. Why can't they let go of you? They can't let go of you because they're stuck in their head, okay. And they feel restricted in whatever scenario that they're in now, okay. And also they know that you're this very strong, pure person, okay. You know, you understood them more than anybody, okay. You kind of like tamed them, you know, you calmed them, okay. You're very pure, very compassionate, okay. You could be a Leo, okay. You have a lot of reserve, a lot of self-respect, you have high standards, okay. And they feel very restricted, okay. And they trap themselves, I'm getting, with this Eight of Swords, because they can't let go of you, okay? And they're stuck. And they see that you're this very strong person, all right? Yeah, they made an offer, to someone else. They thought they were going to get the 10 of Cups elsewhere. Okay, they had a choice. They chose another path here. Okay, you know, I'm telling you, they didn't tell you that they had moved on into a marriage possibly, or had a child with someone, okay, and relocated and moved without you knowing. Okay, they regret not being authentic. They regret not telling you. Okay, why do they still have a lot of passion for you? I mean, they feel very trapped and stuck. They feel restricted, so they're just watching you, and they want to come clean, I'm getting, okay? They have a lot of passion for you still, because you are deeply a wish come true for this person, okay? And this is another reason why they feel trapped and they're still watching you and they can't let go of your energy. Because whatever they went towards, okay, we saw the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, you know, they trapped themselves in a bad situation here, okay? And they feel contentment with you, okay? They enjoyed being with you. You made them feel very happy, okay? But they were, you know, they were secretly working on other stuff here, okay? Like I say, family, work, money, career, moving on to, I'm getting moving on to another person, to be quite truthful, okay? And they're having a lot of problems in their life, okay? A lot of drama, okay? And they're really having to work hard. Yeah, this King of Pentacles, all right? And we saw the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So, and we saw the Ten of Cups. I'm getting this person may have moved on to have a family with someone else, okay, that you possibly didn't know about, all right? And they're kind of like watching to see when it will be a good time to come and be direct and truthful with you, okay? Because they're stuck in their head and in their emotions about what happened, okay? And ultimately, they're realizing now that, you know, you were a wish come true. They could have been quite happy, content with you, okay? They could have, you know, enjoyed life with you, okay? Because, you know, they're having to work hard right now, okay? Really trying to focus on their money, possibly a promotion, okay? Because, you know, there is a lot of drama in their life right now. They're having a lot of unforeseen problems, okay, in a commitment. So I'm getting they went to, with the Hierophant energy, they went towards somebody, you know, possibly got married, you know, got engaged, had a child, and didn't tell you, okay, kept it all secret, all right? Why are they obsessed and won't let go? Why are they obsessed? Why are they being in this psycho energy? Yeah, I mean, it's sending them crazy that they can't stop thinking about you. Why can't they let go of you? Why can't this person let go of you? Because they're having, as I said, a hard time in their life. Whatever they moved towards, okay, has made them realize that they should have been truthful with you, all right? Because they've, you know, now got their guard up, they're very depressed, okay? They're having a downward spiral, which is this Tower moment, okay? And they're obsessed with you because they're having a bad time in their life. I mean, it's chaotic. Chaos has come out twice, okay? There's a lot, when they moved on from you, and that's why they now energetically can't move, they're stuck on you, okay? They moved away and thought they were going to be fine, okay? They, you know, leaped into a new situation here, okay? And they are fed up about making the bad move they did, okay? They're fed up about not telling you, okay? They're fed up that they lied, all right? They're also possibly fed up that they went towards a High Priestess in reverse that, you know, hid their agenda too, okay? They're having a lot of changes in their life, okay? A lot of upheaval and disaster, all right? And this is another reason why they're obsessed with you, because they're going through a really bad time in their life, and they're just trying, as I said, they can't do it right now because they're having disasters, okay? And they're kicking themselves. Ultimately, this person is kicking themselves, okay? Tell us about this breakup. Why did they break up with you? Why did they break up with you? They can't let go of you because you're this very, self-respectable, strong person, okay? And you did calm them, all right? But they trapped themselves, and that's another reason why they can't let go of the memory of you, your energy, okay? They want to come clean, as I said. They're waiting, okay, with this Page of Swords and the Seven of Swords in reverse, okay? This person wants to come and explain what they did, because ultimately they are regretting, okay, moving away, okay, moving towards. I'm getting a marriage, a family, okay, long-term, what they thought was going to be long-term stability, but what they moved towards was chaos, was the devil energy, okay? They trapped themselves. They feel very trapped now, okay? So what they felt, so they moved towards a high priestess in reverse who hid their true agenda, okay? So, they went towards, they may have had a family with someone, may have got married, we saw the Hierophant, okay? So whatever commitment, marriage, family arrangement they went into, lied to you about it, didn't tell you. Whomever they went towards, could be this high priestess in reverse, was in devil energy, materialistic, obsessive, envious, okay? There was a lot of sexual lust. This person thought they were going into something stable, okay? They offered love to somebody that deceived them, okay? And now they're very depressed about it. And that's why they're waiting to maybe bring you some shocking news here, okay? They want to come clean, okay? They know they hurt you, okay? You may have caught them out, okay? But they most certainly want to come clean. They're rethinking everything, like I said. They're reviewing things here. They realise they regret being deceptive to you. They regret being a fool and sneaking off without explaining, okay? And why was everything one-sided here? I mean, ultimately they were selfish, okay, and they trapped themselves, okay? Self-imposed restriction, they put themselves in a situation that now they feel very stuck in, all right? Yeah, they're really one-sided with you because, they went and had a new beginning elsewhere with the Ace of Swords, okay? They felt in their mind, it's a sharp mind, they felt in their mind that, moving and relocating, okay, and hiding the fact would be the better idea, okay? And I'm also getting with this Ace of Swords, you figured them out, all right? Okay, you figured out that they were being deceptive with the Seven of Swords, all right? That, they had slowly, moved on to something else here, all right? And, ultimately, you may have prayed on things with this faith, healing and meditation and decided to put your boundaries up with this person, okay? Because, you could be an air sign, but I more get that you were very clear, okay? You observed and you watched, okay? But this person ultimately would like to come and bring you some truth on why they were so self-absorbed and one-sided, okay? And ultimately, they want to explain to you, why they did like walk away from you and leave you out in the cold and abandon you here, okay? it could have been for money, as we saw the Ten of Pentacles. This person thought there's going to go towards something stable, I'm getting, okay? What's the shocking news? Shocking news is they want to explain to you that, you know, with the Knight of Wands in reverse, you know, they were being impulsive, okay? And I'm getting it's dawning on them as well that, you know, they were being the Fool in reverse and the Knight of Wands in reverse. They were being reckless, okay? They, you know, they liked attention. They liked passion, okay? And now they're, you know, becoming very clear that, you know, they're having a lot of disasters in their life, okay? With whomever they moved on towards, all right? They were impulsive, impatient, you know, with the Fool and the Knight of Wands. This person was thinking, we saw the Ace of Wands, was thinking with not their mind. They were, you know, thinking on a passionate level. They were, you know, chained now to the devil. They were thinking on a passionate level, okay? They were impatient, all right? They weren't thinking straight. They just felt it would be a good idea just to move on, and now they're stuck, okay? When they made their move, that's when they ended up having regrets, because there was things hidden from this person as well, okay? Whomever this High Priestess hid their true agenda, all right? Tell us about this unconditional love. Tell us about this unconditional love. Tell us about this unconditional love. Well, it came to an end, okay? It ended. They, you know, they moved on. It said time to move on, and you decided to move on as well. You know, you had to. You had to, you know, let go of this person, okay? And, you know, when it ended, this person became very unstable, okay? They moved towards something, again, reckless. So we saw the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Whomever they are now stuck with, okay, they moved towards something very unstable. I'm telling you, this person relocated out of the city. So if they didn't move out of their area as such, they moved in with someone, okay? They definitely, I'm telling you, this person, you know, quickly moved towards someone else here, okay? And they can't get you out of their head, and they can't get the situation that they've gone into out of their head, okay? They just feel so trapped, okay? They feel insecure, they're unstable, they don't have enough money, okay? Whomever they went towards may be reckless with money, okay? And they just want to heal. Yeah, they're having to really give to something else here, okay? And it's causing them to have financial problems, all right? They went to somebody that may have just wanted them for stability, finances. We did see the King of Pentacles. Why are they watching you? Why are they watching you? Why are they watching you? They want to come and apologize, okay? And I'm getting they're watching you kind of be happy, okay? You may be moving on towards a new love, all right? Okay, and they're watching. But I'm getting more that this person would like to come and surprise you, okay? Come clean, all right? Because they do want to come clean about why they broke your heart here, okay? About the deception. Okay, and they're ultimately thinking about that. They're really going within, okay? They're looking at their life, they're looking at the move they made, okay? They went towards a family commitment. They felt they was going towards something that was, you know, ultimately going to make them emotionally happy, okay? They felt that they were going to have a victory, all right? Because they did have options, all right? They were looking ahead, okay? All right, looking at their options, all right? And tell us about what they moved on to. What did they move on to with the Six of Swords? I just want to clarify this Six of Swords, what they moved on to. Because I see a woman, a child, and a man. What did they move on to? And as soon as they did that, they realised that they ultimately wish they stayed with you. They moved on to something that's led them to be really stuck, okay, and it's causing them anxiety and chaos, okay, confusion, all right. And I ultimately do think they want to explain. Tell us about this one more, because they're very hesitant about coming forward, all right, and explaining that, you know, they made impulsive actions. We did see options, okay, but this person's moved on to something. We saw the 10 of Cups. They move on to. So this person could be an Emperor, okay. Father figure. I'm getting this person, okay, moved on to. Now, bearing in mind, all right, we've seen the 10 of Cups. We've seen the 10 of Pentacles, okay. I'm getting, all right, this person is still hiding a situation from you, okay, and they're trying to be strategic, all right, they're feeling very stuck, okay, it says truth revealed. They do want to reveal some truth to you, okay, they want to come clean, they want to come and be this Emperor, they want to be in this Emperor vibe, okay, but this person felt like they were making a the right decision, all right, because ultimately I'm getting this person moved towards a family situation here, all right, without telling you, okay, and you're just focusing on yourself, okay, and your money and your goals, okay, and I'm getting this Emperor energy, felt they were moving towards support and community. What fell apart for this person with the Tower? What fell apart? I mean, because they feel trapped, okay? They lied about, I'm telling you, moving to a situation, and they're not. So things are falling apart for this person, okay, and they can't let go of you, all right, because they're going through a lot of problems, okay, and upheaval in their life. So the choices that they made, okay, have fallen apart, all right. They made a proposal, I'm getting, okay. We did see the Hierophant. So this person didn't explain to you that they were making a love offer elsewhere. They had choices, okay. We saw no strings attached. This person didn't tell you, and they're still not, okay, because it hasn't come out on the board. We've just seen the cards, okay. They're trying to express to you right now, okay, that they want to come clean. They had Three of Swords can be about third parties as well, okay. This person may be going through a divorce. They're very depressed, yeah, they have a lot of regret, okay. They're deep in their emotions right now about an investment, okay. And I'm telling you, it was a financial family investment here that they're still hiding, okay. They're being really tight-lipped about it, but yeah, they went towards something traditional, okay, which is they're having a lot of chaos, okay. What do they want to come clean about? So I'm trying to dig a bit deeper to, yeah, they want to message you. Yeah, here we go. They want to come clean to you, right? They want to come and explain to you, okay, that they moved towards, and there she is. They had a family, okay. They set up a home, a family, a commitment. I was waiting for it to come out with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, okay. They took a leap of faith to somebody that is draining their money. They feel really stuck, okay. As soon as they walked away from you, they started to lose money, they started to lose finances because they relocated, okay. You know, this man possibly has a child, okay. You know, we see 2 children here in the 10 of Cups. You know, they went into a commitment which they feel like is a bad investment, okay. Lied to you, deceived you, didn't tell you the truth, all right. It's a disaster for them, okay. They took another opportunity here. I was waiting for it to come out. I wanted it to come out. I wanted the truth, okay. But ultimately, it's come out at the end because this person really does want to come clean. This person wants to be this emperor, and they're being strategic about it, okay. They're just waiting. They're watching, waiting when they can, okay, because they feel very, very trapped. But they do want to come clean, all right. They ultimately do want to tell you about the mess, okay, that they are going through, because they do. They feel bad, okay. They feel stupid for, you know, putting you as, you know, a no strings attached relationship, because they're stuck with somebody that they feel like now is a bad investment, who is very jealous, and that's another reason why they can't come towards you. This Queen of Pentacles is very obsessive, jealous, probably watches everything they do, okay, smothers this person, is very greedy, you know, it's causing this problem a lot of, this person, a lot of financial instability, okay. And they're now looking, they're thinking about, they're trying to be this emperor, and they're being strategic with their thoughts. They're reviewing what has gone on. They're looking at their chaotic situation, and realizing that, you know, they took advantage of you, okay, and that upsets them. It really does, okay, because they now wish they could still have your presence, okay. They can't let go of your energy, okay. They can't move on from you, and they're realizing they trapped themselves and made a bad move here. You know, they're really going within, all right. They're starting to figure out that whomever this Queen of Pentacles and High Priestess in reverse is, manipulated them, all right. Let's see what this person's energy may be. What's this person's emotions? Rejected. Yeah, I'm getting this person is waiting for the right time to come towards you, because they're ultimately concerned that you will reject them, okay. And they could be feeling quite defensive right now, okay. But they were, you know, being quite determined when they, you know, snuck off and didn't tell you the whole truth, okay. Let's see, get a divine, I don't want it too long. Divine, there we go. Become a clear channel. So, I'm getting you know, you're very clear, okay, you're very intuitive, all right. And you know, you probably had an inkling anyway, okay, because you have a sharp mind, all right. But I'm getting for this person, they're wishing they had used their intuition, okay, and listened to their inner guidance, okay, because they are going within and, you know, trying to search for truth now, okay. So, you know, they're kind of in a hermit energy now, all right, trying to, you know, figure themselves out, and look at the, you know, the truth and follow their instincts, okay? Tune out distractions. Yeah, they're trying to follow inner guidance, okay? And they're trying to tune out the chaos and the disasters they're going through with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. That they, you know, possibly relocated with and had a family with behind your back. They do want to tell you, though. It plagues them that they were, you know, lying to you. All right. They can't let go of you because they know they lied, they cheated, they didn't tell the truth. Okay. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Now that came out in reverse, so they're not happy. I mean, they're not having happy times. Okay, and they remember. Okay, that you understood them, all right? I think, you know, you had a lot of close moments with this person, all right? And you were, you know, you were happy together. This person, don't forget, you made them feel content, all right, with the 9 of Cups. They're not happy, okay? Yeah, they're in, you know, in a codependent relationship, all right? And they can't release this person, okay? And they did not pay attention to the red flags, all right? They didn't. They just went into it blindly, okay? Possibly because they were a father. They had, you know, a family with this Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Let's see what... We'll get one of these. Just one, because it's quite a long reading and I don't want it to be too long. Over an hour is like just too long, really. There we go. You have to be patient. Well, no, you don't have to be patient. You can move on happily and, you know, live your life. You're the strength, okay? You're quite happy with your life with this 9 of Cups, okay? But I'm getting with that, you have to be patient. I'm getting, you know, they want to come towards you, all right, but they can't. And you may have asked for, you know, questions. You may have asked them before they snuck off and did whatever they did. And they may have told you that, you know, with this no strings attached vibe, that you had to be patient, okay? I don't want to wait any longer. Please be mine. They even could be questioning themselves, like, you know, in their own mind, that they have to be patient about coming towards you, okay? And they don't want to wait any longer, but they have to. They're stuck, okay? And they're having to be patient with themselves, quite frankly, here, okay? And yeah, their love for you is stronger than ever. As I said, as soon as they made their move, they ended up regretting it, okay? But if you do want this person back, or you do want them to come clean about what they did here, you will have to be patient, because you know, they can't come towards you right now. They are stuck in, you know, a family situation with somebody that, you know, is causing them problems. Nurture with healing touch. So a healing card. Number 60. Snuggle and cuddle with a pet, child or partner. Get a healing massage. Wrap yourself in a welcoming blanket. Surround yourself with soft pillows and wear feel-good fabrics. Gently lather up in a shower and lotion down after. Pedicures, haircuts, or even the wind against your skin can be healing and grounding. Coziness is curative. So I think you're just in a really, you know, healing energy right now, and you're doing things that make you happy, okay? And ultimately, you're looking after yourself, all right? And this person's watching you do that. I mean, they're watching you, you know, be quite content in your life. They're watching you, you know, be strong, okay? And you're looking after you. So I hope that helped. If it did, please like, subscribe, share and comment. Bye.